Stop recording. I find it really tricky trying to get the right angle for my videos. But this is a scrap yarn bag, storage basket that I've made, and I'm going to show you how. So it's got a nice round base, and it's made working with 3 or 4 yarns all at once. So I've held 3 or 4 yarns all together, and I've done the double crochet stitch for the main part of the basket, finishing off with a single crochet around this top ridge to give it a nice firm closure. But it's a really nice yarn storage made out of scrap yarn. So to start, we'll get your bundles and bundles of scrap yarn and bring in 4 strips together. We're going to start creating our yarn basket. So the biggest challenge with these scraps probably is finding the ends, like mine is. I've got 3 and 4. But the great thing with scrap baskets is that it will use up all your wool that doesn't really go together with anything else. And you can keep that promise to yourself that you're going to use up all the scrap yarn before you go and buy some more lovely yarn to make actual projects, because we all buy those yarns and think, oh yeah, I'll make something with that, and then you don't know what to make with it. So this is the perfect thing to make. So holding 3 or 4 strands of yarn together and a nice big chunky crochet hook, we're going to wrap the yarn around like that and pop it on the hook. So starting with the usual slip knot. Gonna crochet 10. You can start with a circle and have a perfectly circle bag, but I quite like a elongated shape, so my middle is going to be elongated. So done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's the starting chain. And you can see the colours all work really well together. But even if they clash, it's great. But putting a grey as a base coat, or a brown or a green, or just something quite dull with some vibrant colours really works well. So now we're going to, just do a chain of 2 to give us the height of the stitch, because we're going to use doubles. And then we're going to do a double crochet. So wrap around the hook and in on that 3rd chain from the hook. Bring the yarn back out with us. The only thing when you're using multiple bits of yarn as one stitch is being able to see which stitch is which. So if you separate them out a little bit like that, you can see that this is the first bit of yarn and 2 goes over. Then the next bit of yarn comes over. And then you work those 2 off, and that's the double stitch. So again, wrap around and in, wrap around and out, wrap around and work a lot of 2s off, wrap around and work the next lot off. And we're just going to do a row of doubles all the way along our starting chain of 10, and then when we get to the end, I'll show you what you need to do to turn around and start making an oval shape. So we've done double crochets all the way along our starting chain. Now, instead of turning the work and working upwards as we would if we're doing a straight piece of work, we want to keep it the same side, and we want to work around this edge and then back along the starting chain, and then it will create an oval that we can just keep making bigger. So to turn this corner, we need more stitches in this end, so we're just going to do 3 or 4 double crochets into the double crochet that you've just created, sort of the end of the work, and it's going to allow us to move around the corner. So there's one, and then down into the base again with our second. So just giving this end plenty of stitches so we can move around the bottom of the starting chain. So we're going to put another one into that gap there. Just generally feel where you need to put your crochet stitch. It will help you move the work around. So we're then on the base of our starting chain. So we've turned our work around rather than turned it over. So now we're going to do a double crochet into the base of the chain and do a double crochet all the way along. And again, to work out which stitch it is, because there's 4 strands in each stitch, just move them away from each other and then you can clearly see which 2 you need to move up and over, and then the last 2. That gives you your double crochet stitch. So I'm just going to double crochet to the end, and then I'll show you how to turn this corner. It's the same as that last one. We're going to put 3 or 4 stitches into that end stitch, and it's going to fan around, and then we're going to carry on working down there. So I've double crocheted along the base of the starting chain. So the starting chain is in the middle now, and now we're going to work our way around and then start working into these stitches, and then you're just going to keep going around and around and around, making it bigger each time. And the bit that's going to make it bigger each time is you're going to increase into both ends at both sides, here and here. And to increase, you just put 2 or 3 stitches into that one stitch at each side of the edge, at the 2 edges here. So you'll be increasing 4 times on each round. So you'll do 2 or 3 stitches into this one, 2 or 3 stitches into this one, 2 or 3 stitches into this one, and this one I'm just going to show you now. So you just literally work 2 or 3 stitches into the one stitch, and that increases the size of your basket. It enables you to turn the corner, and it gets your work to lay nice and flat, but be a bit elongated shape, because you're not going to increase on the straight, you're just going to increase on the corners. And then we're going to work into this one. Let's wait for my camera to catch up. It seems to be going a little blurry. So wrap the yarn round and work those two off, wrap the yarn round, work those two off. And then we're going to increase on this corner also. So 2 or 3 stitches, you'll know which one you need because it will help you travel around to the starting chain. I think it's 2 that I need at the moment. Maybe by the next round I'll need 3 increased stitches there, but you'll know because your work will lie nice and flat. And now I'm ready to go in on that stitch and work the straight part of my basket, and then that's the increase one. A couple of straight stitches and then that's the increase one. And you literally just keep working that round and round and round until you get a nice big bag like this one.